great encounter. Still the WBC silver champion. Now the WBO international champion. Ranked #1 with the WBC. About to become #1 with the WBO as well. So a big night for Dillian Whyte. Over to you guys for questions.
Dill, congratulations.
Yeah, well done, Dill.
Best night of your career?
One of the best nights. One of the best nights, you know. Yeah, one of the best nights, definitely.
All your thoughts from the 12 when you went down?
I just thought to myself, I was actually laughing to myself. I was thinking to myself, you got caught with the same shot you've been setting up all night. I was thinking, yeah, that was pretty stupid, but, you know, I was thinking, I thought someone very experienced, you know what I mean? You know, and it's very, I knew that he would fight the first off and then he would go into this defensive posture, which would make it look more difficult. And he did exactly as I thought. And he's tough as well. I hit him with some big punches and, you know, I hit him with that left hook. He felt semi-branded, but he got up and he fought on. He's very, very tough, very experienced, tricky operator as well.
Do you think in the long run that might benefit you?
Of course. I've had 31 fights, 32 fights, amateur and professional. You know, been boxing 10 years now. You know, so I'm little experienced boxing against these guys, top experience, but that's what it is, isn't it? You're thrown at the deep end, have to swim or sink.
Another belt. Who do you want next?
I know what you want me to say, but I don't care. Whoever, man, I don't care. You know, Wilder, Joshua, you know, or if we have to if I fight any of them two, I'm gonna have to wait till April. You know, so we need an intermediate fight in the meantime because I'm still learning. There's still things I need to work on. Still need to get a bit sharper, get my weight back down a little bit and stuff. So yeah, you know, but if Joshua wants it in April, he can have it.
You mentioned before the fight that Joseph Parker might be as hungry. Do you feel it was a fight about the hungriest man really?
He was hungry. He was hungry. Listen, when I hit people and they fall, well, they don't usually get up, but he got up. You know, when he fell on his face and he got up. You know, I mean, you know, I knocked him down twice, I think, and he got up. You know, so he's tough. He's hungry. And he's very experienced. Never been put down before. You know, amateur and pro, and I never managed to do it. So, you know, like I said, it was, you know, but whatever. Yeah.
What did you make of Joe's power?
Huh?
What did you make of Joe's power? You got him some good shots. What did you make of
His power is good. Listen, he's got 18 knockouts. You know, I mean, his power is good, but he's more of a, you know, his power is very good. It's one of the punches. It was this good tear up, and then I didn't see the punch coming. It was a good punch. You know, I got hurt. You know, but I did showed me that I'm experienced. The last time I got hurt like that, I just thought, I'm gonna fight and then try and land a one hit quick and he come in to finish. I started doing that and I was like, I'll just take the knee and get the count and just move on, man.
Were you in control when you went down in that 12 frame?
Yeah, it was because I looked over to McConnell, man, and he said,
You looked over to the front row and you went, I'm all right.
Yeah, I did, yeah, because everyone's saying, you know what I mean, but you know, I was a bit buzzed, but I thought, stand up and trade off. I just take, you know, I got no experience, man. You know, sparring and all this. I sparred all the top fighters, but under the lights, you know what I mean? You know, because it's a lot of pressure. It's my first big show. You know what I mean? The mental pressure drained me out a bit as well. I was thinking, I'm fit as hell, but why am I a little bit tight? Why am I feeling tired and stuff? And then, you know, it's your first headline. There's so much things that goes on in there, and you have to just be like, and even Mark saying, listen, you know, Mark on my other corner team saying this, you got to go out and work, go out and get it, keep the pressure on him. And it was difficult. Someone that, it seemed to always be off an inch away the whole time. The whole fight, he's off an inch away. Every time I tried to set up the right hand, it was off an inch away. I was like, okay.
Mark, what do you make of Dillian Whyte's performance?
Yeah, he started off, it's hard to match Joseph Parker with a jab, you know, although Dillian's got a good jab. Like, the experience that Joseph's been a former top amateur Olympian, a fresh world champion, like he's got youth and he's got ambition. So to out jab a man like that early doors is very, very tough. After a couple of rounds, he did get the jab going. He was worn out a little bit, the other guy, because he's got a fantastic jab. But listen, experience is something that you have to feel. You know, you have to feel. What he's done tonight is marvellous, yeah, with the experience, with the limited experience he's had, yeah. And I can't explain it to you, you have to feel it, yeah, you have to feel it. And what he's done tonight is a feat, he's a feat and a half. And all boxing people, and in the business will know what I'm talking about. But there are areas for improvement, you know. Yeah, there are areas for improvement. You know, it's not thingy, but fight by fight. He ain't learning the hard way, but fight by fight, he's slowly getting experience. And that's what it is.
That was pretty hard learning out there, Mark. That was very hard learning out there, my friend.
No, but what I'm saying is, he's learning the hard way. He's got to listen more. He's a good listener, but let me tell you something with him. I know there's more bounce in his feet. Yeah, there's more bounce in his feet. We're going to chat in a couple of weeks' time. But the boys at Loughborough University have done a wonderful job with him. A wonderful job, and it's a real eye-opener what they're doing up there. But you know, there's other certain things anyway. What was I saying? I was going to say something.
I don't know what he was going to say.
It's unbelievable that he's actually doing a degree while he's training.
Yeah, they're giving me a Hanover degree, I think.
Yeah, but
It's not wrong that Joshua, it's proved now that Dillian and AJ would sell Wembley.
Oh yeah, that's huge. But that fight's always going to happen. That's inevitable. We know that. AJ wants it. He wants it. That wouldn't be hard to make. But now it's about the interim fight. You know, is it Wilder? Is it a Chisora rematch? Is it Gerald Miller? Is it just to go over to the States and get some experience there and have a fight over there, a 12-rounder in November in New York or LA or something like that? He can do whatever he wants. But you know, he's number one in the WBC, number one in the WBO. And the most important thing is, if the heavyweight championships are tied up, you've got to stay active. You've got to be in relevant fights, and you've got to be earning money. And he's doing all of those. So we're all right.
And you're going to keep the ginger in the beard?
Who knows, man? I may do. It looks kind of sexy, so I may do.
Dillian, Derek Chisora said he doesn't think Joseph can come back from this defeat tonight. Do you?
Derek Chisora talks a lot of rubbish. Don't listen to anything Derek Chisora said. Joseph Parker is young, he's strong, he's an intelligent boxer, he's very experienced, and he's fresh, and he's hungry. He just made a hell of a lot of money before this fight, and he's come back and put on a show like he did, you know. He got put down, and he got up, and he still fought. I believe that he's still got a massive future in every division. 2 decent win, and he's back in top contention again. You know, I got a lot of respect for him. Very, very good job, you know, but he just seems to fall apart in the later stage of the fight. But he saying that he put me down in the last round, so so I believe he's got a big future. I believe he's got a very big future, you know what I mean? But Derek Chisora just talks rubbish all the time.
On that note, how close were you to not getting back up?
No, that was never an issue for me. You know, like anyone that knows me will tell you, you know, I'm a savage. I will always get up and fight on. You know, I always get up and fight on. You know, and there's something inside of me that's just, you know, it takes a lot to put me away. It takes a lot.
What do you think?
Parker fought his heart out tonight. Listen, he's a real warrior, man. He's a true warrior.
He finally showed that warrior heart.
But this man beat a young, just lost his world champion, a young man with ambition and craft and ring craft, and he got the win. And he put him over a couple of times, if I can remember rightly, right? Yeah. I'm joking now, but seriously. So he's done a feat tonight. He's done wonders.
If the Joshua fight happens in April or whenever, what would you do differently?
Yeah, he's a taller, more rangy opponent, so he has to work on certain things. But last time I tried to outbox him because we thought that he had stamina issues and stuff. But this time I had to take the fight to him. This time I take the fight to him, live in his chest, rough him up a bit, you know, and look for the punch that I believe can hurt him. And I know what punches he's vulnerable to.
I mean, you wobbled him in the first fight.
That was the second fight.
Oh, the second fight.
Yeah. I wobbled him in both fights. With the same punch.
You got to finish the job the next time.
Yeah, that's it. You know, that's it, man. You know, like I said, listen, he's a champ. He's experienced. He's gaining experience in the big show. I'm very inexperienced, and we're both inexperienced, but he's more experienced than me. And I'm coming up. I'm learning and
One
working.
thing's for sure, he was watching tonight.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be at ringside.
No, he's training in Sheffield,
didn't
but
want
he's
that
watching
work,
it. Don't
did he?
worry.
No.
He sent you. He put a nice tweet.
I
out.
know. He's cool.
Eddie, is that one of the best pay-per-views you've had in a while?
Yes.
Yeah. It was. Listen, everybody. People have to understand that fighters want to earn as much money as possible. And cards and fights, certain cards and fights can only be put on with that model. So when you put on a show, you know, and the fighters as well, with the way that we do it, Dillian was important and his team were important to pushing us to make sure that there was value for money on the card. And it was tough. I mean, fights were falling apart. Kell Brook fell out, Sam Eggington gets made, Joe Joyce didn't want to fight. Then up jumps the Doncaster De La Hoya and puts in one of the most like bizarre performances I've ever seen. Anthony Fowler's knockout was epic. Buatsi looks like the future to me. Conor Benn got a good point decision. Katie Taylor was epic. Chisora Takam was one of the best heavyweight fights I've ever seen. And then so was this as well. So yes, in answer, I'm fucking over the moon.
Stop bloody booing me then.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Don't worry.
Dylan, were you at any point in the fight, were you worried? Was there any...
No, I was never worried. Listen, we knew what we was up against. We knew Parker at speed and it's very tricky. So I was never worried, you know what I mean? I put myself for hell in these training camps. Training camps was hard. I had a lot of setbacks in this training camp, you know, but that's what it is. I'm a warrior. I never complain or anything. You never hear me complain about anything. I just go in there and do what I have to do and find a way to win. But it was rough, very rough training camp, you know. There's a couple of times when I thought I was even going to make it to the fight, you know, but it is what it is. I have a great team of people
So
around.
Stone, your ideal weight, you think? About that?
Now about 17.8 is my ideal weight. Yeah, you know, 17.7, 17.6 is my ideal weight. But short training camp, and like I said, the training camp, we had a lot of issues in training camp. So we thought, okay, let's just get fit, try and move the weight as efficiently and effective as we can instead of worry about stripping down too much. Because, you know, it's easy to think, oh, I'm going to strip down to look good in the skills and whatever, and then you take something away from your performance. So we was like, okay, let's worry about performing instead of worrying about stripping out. You know, it's long camps, 14 weeks, whatever. We can strip out for the first 8 weeks and then go into more, you know. So yeah.
During the fight, did you feel you needed to bully him and rough him up?
Hey, this man here, that's all you say. You gotta get him, rough him, tough him, and go, you know what I mean? He goes, you gotta get hold of him, and
Well, listen,
you know. And he's my coach. I trust what he said.
Fluid
you know.
boxer, moves his feet. You know, you've got to walk him down and get hold of him. You know what I mean?
You know, walking down and get
his
hold of
long
him.
game. Let me tell you something. Dillian's long game. We can't underestimate that. And he's very clever. Very, very clever.
Great
It will
body
co-
punching.
it will
Great
come
body
out,
shots.
Sonny. He rips them in. He's got a slip and crack. Got to trim down a little bit. We'll get there.
The better the fights is the better I fight. You know what I mean?
We'll get
All these top fights I've been in, I only fight out of my skin. You know, when the chips has been down, I've rolled the dice. You know, I've never been like, oh, as you can see, I got hurt. I didn't say, oh, I'm gonna, you know, I was still trying to slug it out after I got up. But, you know, this is boxing, man.
Do you think you deserve an easier fight next? If you're gonna
Oh,
go
John,
I don't want no easy fights. You know, we've, you know, I think easy fights I don't really get up for them. You know, I need that challenge. I need to, like I said, because I'm an experience, I need to keep testing myself. And like these big fights, I think I get to camp and I think, all right, let's see how hard he can push this time. Let's see. It's been very hard. I've been sparring cruiserweights and like heavyweight this camp. These guys, you know, I've been sparring even super middleweights. The guy been running rings around me in camp, you know, doing 12 rounds with 5 sparring partners who's doing 2 rounds apiece, middleweight and cruiserweight. They've been pushing me to my paces, man. You know, it's been difficult. So I love all these challenges, you know. And as the weeks went on, I started catching up to them, started doing great. So, you know, I don't want no easy fights.
Billy, what did you think of the scorecard?
About right, yeah, about right. I mean, there's 2 knockdowns, 2 10-8 rounds, a 10-8 round. I thought Parker won a couple of rounds early on, and then he seemed to just get drained of energy by him throwing him around everywhere. Like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I gave virtually all of them to Dylan. Might have given Parker the 11th, 10-8 round in the end. I thought 114, 111, 114, 112 was about spot on, as did every single judge.
The knockdown early, that was from head clash though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a left hook. I saw it as a
Is
left
it
hook
left hook?
and then a headbutt. So I don't know which one.
Here's a left
So I don't
hook
know,
and buckle him, then we
yeah,
clash
but it
head.
was a left hook, and as he went, he got the nut and then went down. But
But the ref didn't give an out count.
it was a knockdown. Yeah, there you go. He counted him. Yeah.